hey, as much as we talk about, him and the Cardinals and everything, and they're still a really good football team. Their stars let them down a little last night. We talk about the Rams. They picked him up. Other than James Conner, I think the Cardinals stars let them down in a big moment, a little bit like we saw when they blew the game against the Packers on that Thursday night. And that's what I think is going to continue the questions of everybody of going, wait, the Cardinals are really good, but, man, can they really get through the whole playoffs and get to the Super Bowl? I think that's what everybody's really questioning. We question their battle toughness. Is that fair to say, Mike? I don't know what it is.
Yes.
But there's something we don't want to buy in,
Maturity and
right?
experience.
Yeah.
Maturity, experience, and showing up in big moments. Because consider it, they've lost 3 straight games at home now.
Yeah.
And what was the first one? It was that game against the Packers on a Thursday night when everybody's tuned in, right? And then they lose to
Panthers.
Cam Newton.
Right.
Cam Newton, I'm back. And it was even though it wasn't a standalone game, it was a lot of focus.
Game.
We see Cam Newton. It's a spotlight game.
Yeah.
And the Cardinals don't shine in that spotlight. And then last night, the big game, and time to deliver the knockout blow to the L.A. Rams, and they fail again. And that's what is going to fuel the idea that when you get to the playoffs, and I've heard Rodney Harrison tell this over and over again, and he lived it as well as anyone did during his era in the NFL, it changes when you get to the playoffs.
It does.
It's more intense.
It does.
It's more physical.
Right.
And are you going to be able to step up in that moment? It's one thing to go manhandle the Chicago Bears on a Sunday afternoon in early December when you're expected to. It's another thing when you get yourself into a heavyweight match, toe-to-toe.
Right.
Are you going to show up in that game and go blow for blow with another great team? And we've seen it now twice with the Packers and the Rams, and then in between that, it was the return of Cam Newton. And those are the memories. When you think of the Cardinals season, those are the things that come to mind.
Yeah, no, you're right. It is. I mean, we know, there's been a lot of highlights and great plays and the road wins you talk about. You're right. But, I guess these are somewhat of the marquee moments, you're right, that are kind of branded in our brain right now. And I think that's why we're going to continue to question the Cardinals. We're going to put them in the conversation for one of the best teams in football. But they're not in the trust tree, I think, into the same capacity the Packers or the Bucks or even the Kansas City Chiefs, even though, they've been up and down the way they've played over the last 6 or 7 weeks. We know. We've been there. We've done that. We've seen them, overcome obstacles or be down, late in a big playoff game or not playing their best and still win those football games. And I think we all have those questions about the Cardinals down the stretch, and we'll see. Got a little adversity now. Yeah.
Think of it this way. If the playoffs were this weekend and it was Cardinals versus Packers, who would you pick?
Yeah, exactly right. I'm going to take the Packers.
Cardinals versus Bucks this weekend in the playoffs, single elimination, who would you pick?
Definitely taking the Bucks. You're right. I don't trust Arizona to take them in that game, in that scenario right now. You're right.
And those questions are definitely going to be there, and they've lost their grip on the 1 seed. Right now it's the Packers. Could end up being a 3-way tie, and various tiebreakers would apply. And, that's where it helps the Cardinals because they don't automatically lose to the Packers if the Bucks are in there as well. But you look at other tiebreakers, and I think they do favor the Packers for now, but you got 4 games left.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.